yourself. So how you see today's mathematics, bro?
I don't know what she said, but she lying.
So today's mathematics is not equal about being born to God. You know, that means today is about learning what God is and learning our God nature. You know, I see it be that if we are the original gods of the planet, then we must manifest ourselves in that nature. And that means to live righteously, live understanding, and to teach others how to be wise and civilized.
That's space, God. Space. Teach others to be wise and civilized. Is what you say, brother? So what is wise? When you say to teach others to be wise, what is wise to you, God? How do you see that?
Wise.
Because this is something you have to teach to others, right?
To be wise is to take knowledge and put it into action for yourself.
Yeah. She said that she's gonna see if she's gonna be able to do summer, because she was talking about hers is really in August. But she wanna try to do something this summer, see if her hours can carry over. So I told her,
The knowledge. Teach somebody wise, just to use whatever knowledge you have and put it to some type of practical use.
How you acquire knowledge, God?
I acquire knowledge by learning about different things and all things, and just being open-minded.
Okay. Did you learn something specifically today for yourself? As you know, so give you an example, right? So, you rose up today, right? And so if you rose up today, the practice is to go through today's reality, to extract something for yourself. Now, all the time, it might not happen when you first rise up. Depends on, your circumference, what you're dealing with. If you're in a state of peace around you, if there's chaos around you, it might be a different environment that might allow or not allow you to extract something that you learned. However, sometimes you could learn something and don't know you learned it. So for me, I could wake up early in the morning, I could go through the science and the reality of the day and just, take what I know of it thus far and manifest that to myself. But sometimes the reality of that don't come till later on, because mathematics is living. You got to go through it. And that's when the knowledge is born about your understanding. So sometimes you got to go through the experience throughout a certain amount of time in order for you to actually extract something. So that's why I asked you a question, and then I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of like a path, right? Because something that we also say is that understanding comes in time. That means you can take a whole lot of information and somebody can tell you something, and you might not see it right then and there. But it might come a time later on that day, tomorrow, next week, maybe next year, that you can get the understanding of what they said. So it's always important, as you manifest, just, take your time. So did you learn something today that you didn't know before? Because today is knowledge equality. So we start with the knowledge first. Did you learn something today thus far that you didn't know?
Not to say that I can't learn something, but I can't truthfully say I took it upon myself to learn something.
Okay, so let me give you an actual fact of right now, some new knowledge that you got. Right now, look around you. No, this brother right here. This brother right here, this brother right here, this brother right here, myself, sister right here. Right? Remember what I told you my name was? My name is Born Reality. Now you know that, God. Peace.
I got a question on how did you receive the knowledge? How did you get introduced to the knowledge of yourself?
So I got knowledge of self just through self-discovery, just going down the path of questioning myself, questioning the world of what is this, who am I, what is purpose, what is the meaning of existence. And through that path of just questioning, I got to eventually learn about the concept of representation. And I started to do research on that and see if it made sense for me and just for the world, to see what's the value of it, And I said there's some power in this, and so I want to go a little bit deeper and just try to understand it, because whether or not I want to call myself a prophecy or whether I want to be of the nation, I definitely want to understand those within it, and just be somebody that's open enough to learn from it, learn the culture, and understand the people.
Yes, now manifested now you was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were seeking the knowledge of your roots. Yeah. Underneath the sun, moon, and stars, you got man, woman, and child. You know what I mean? So that's equality. But equality is power. You know what I mean? Now, like when you got knowledge going, it means that man, you became somewhat conscious of all the nonsense that was around you, and you gained some type of awareness to where you want to study and research. And then, during the course of your studying and research, man, you come to certain realities. And equality in all reality, man, means that, man, every man, woman, and child on this planet Earth, man, regardless to what they look like or where they was born at, they should have the power, man, to have the access and the ability to live a life of love, peace, and happiness on the planet Earth, like anybody else. And the equality that the Father gave us was the knowledge of the black man, the wisdom of the law, so that we can understand ourselves, and see us for who we really is, so that we can restore the power within ourselves. You know what I mean? Because the power is the light of the truth. And through knowledge of your equality, you will see your nature. Your nature is love. That's one perspective. But knowledge is different. Each one of us got a different perspective. That's like there's one all along, the 99 attributes, there's 9 manifestations of everything in love. That's why I like to go from 1 to 9 before it's complete. You understand that?
Good answer.
Good.
How did you know about this parliament?
One of the guys, Star Allah. Yeah, he put me on.
Peace, God.
Peace. He wasn't able to make it today due to family issues. He put me on. And then he sent me the Instagram page, and then I saw the story.
Okay.
Good to see you, God. You still working out? You gained some weight, huh?
Now, God, you was manifesting. Nah, he was manifesting how he found out about it. Like God told him.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So who's your enlightener, God? Who's taking you along the way? Who's walking you through this?
So one of the guys is Star Allah from Now Justice, up in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said he learned it from one of the firstborns.
What's his name?
Who?
The one that you talking about in Now Justice, New Jerusalem.
Star Allah.
Okay.
I don't know if he's been to one of these meetings before, but that's his name though.
Star Allah.
I'll show you.
And what's his physical degree?
Like freedom cipher order.
And he said he got the knowledge from
One of the firstborns.
which one?
He didn't tell me his exact name.
Okay.
But he's from Medina.
He's from Medina.
He learned it in Medina.
So he's educating you from him being in.
He got it in.
No, but I'm saying he's walking you through the process while he's in New Jersey. You down here?
No, he's here.
Oh, he's
I'm
here.
saying he got it when he was a youth.
Okay.
Star Law is here?
Yeah, he's here. So he's here, and he got the knowledge when he was a youth back in New Jerusalem.
So why he ain't come today? You know?
Of family issues.
Oh, okay, that's peace. Understand that.
He rests near you? He rests near you?
Yeah, he's probably about like 5 minutes away from where I live.
Star line Greensboro.
Nah, he ain't Greensboro. He out here.
Yeah, I'm at the Star line out here.
Peace, powerful. How you, God? Okay, so how you see today's mathematics, God?
I see today's mathematics, knowledge, all being born of God. So knowledge is right now what I'm doing, looking, observing, respecting everything around me. Equality, how I see equality is what I want for myself, what I want for my brothers. In order for me to do that, live out those ways, bring it back to knowledge.
Where's the season, man?
Look, respect, and observe everything around me. If I don't do that, if I can't do the knowledge first, I won't be able to build, because that's my foundation. If I'm not able to build, I can't help myself nor others around me. So that's how I see it. And I can't bring equality to others as well if I'm not able to do that.
So how you be God?
How I be God?
Yeah, because it's knowledge equality manifesting God.
How I be God?
Yeah, how you be
is
God?
living righteous. Living righteous. Teaching the ones that's not civilized. What I'm going through right now, for instance, building with my queen. Starting from the root, the foundation. Gotta observe the situation I'm going through, what she's going through, and that's doing the knowledge. Can't do the wisdom before the knowledge, especially if you don't know how to get past the situation you in right now. You have to know the root, what's going on, and how to attack that. Without that, you're gonna keep going in circles. That's where we at right now. That's where I'm at.
Peace.
You got two cycles going on right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about to start. Peace. I be the God Allah, King Wise. I give all praise to the Almighty God Allah and His right hand man just to see. And I see today's mathematics is knowledge, equality, all coming to God. And when I look at my knowledge, I always look at myself, because that's the best way you learn. You learn through observing yourself. That's how you gain the knowledge of yourself. And then you also look at others who have came before you and see how they did what they did. You see how, okay, as a little boy, you're gonna want to look at a man. You're gonna look at a man as an example. How do I get to be a man when I'm a little boy, right? So you observe. And you see how you relate these things to yourself. And that's the equality of it. Because what you see another man achieve, you can achieve the same thing. So that's why you'll never need to hate or be jealous of another man. Because we all have that equality. We all have that equal abilities. We all have the same equal abilities. And that it's how you rise into the godhood. Because when you're dealing with the jealousy, the envy, and the hate wrapped up into those things like that, it could stop you from being the true and living God. It could block you. No matter what you may say out of your mouth as you being God, if you allow yourself to not be able to see yourself in your brother, not being able to see yourself in the conditions that surround you. Like we see the little children out here, and we see all the different things going around within our view, within our eyesight to see. That becomes like a responsibility to all, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's how we show and prove the responsibilities of God. The black man has a responsibility for this total square mileage of the planet Earth. Not just this part or that part, but the whole planet Earth itself. But of course, you start wherever you at, and keeping in tune with the topics of the Queen City, because this one, but the plant my roots at here, here in Charlotte, right? And for me, it's all about the brotherhood. Always, ever since I came into the knowledge, that's how I came into the knowledge, through brotherhood. That's how I remained in the knowledge, through brotherhood, through knowledge and equality, and knowing who the 5% is, on this poor part of the planet Earth, and also knowing who the 5% is throughout the whole planet Earth. And so, coming here, you know, being embraced by the daughter Alvor, Rasheen, Born Reality. I'm just beating you, bro. Sure indeed. I might have you on the phone before.
We added on. Like,
Sure.
now.
Okay, sure indeed. That's speaks, bro. Speaks, yeah. And so, you know, that's just for me the beauty of Allah's mathematics, and how when Black Messiah, when he was Kareem, and he was 16, when he met the Father, and that type of thing right there, it's like, wow, this young teenager was captivated by this grown man. You know what I mean? A grown man, a fully developed adult, was able to captivate the attention of this young teenager. And he was able to captivate his mind so much that it caused him to say, yo, 1 is knowledge, 2 is wisdom, 3 is understanding, so forth and so on, till it became the birth of a nation, of a whole nation that we still building on to this day. And it was all about the babies from the very beginning. It was all about you, like you, 17 years old, 23, see what I'm saying? You came here, you heard the sound, you made your way here, you took it upon yourself to come here. That's power. Because what? Knowledge equality, the 16th letter of the supreme alphabet is what? It's power. And that's what you showed him prove, power. You showed him prove his power. You came. You know, you could have been anywhere else, but you came. And that's a beautiful thing, because what you gotta do is take this to them. That's what you gotta do. You gotta take it. When you see these young individuals, because they're gonna relate to you a little bit more better than relating to us, even though, you know, we still can relate, because that's the equality, because we remain rooted in having the heart of a child. You know what I'm saying? That's how you continue to learn. But then you gotta take this knowledge to them, because that's what it's about. And being a part of this is go teach the babies, go save the babies. You gotta go out, and all those that's around you, that's in your family, because everybody might not get it, but the young people in your family, is you give it to them, you know, and they can accept it or reject it, but you did your part in giving it to them. And that's how you extend the brotherhood. Because if you don't teach it, you forget it. That's how you continue to remember what you learned. Is by teaching it to somebody. And as you continue to teach it, you're going to continue to learn more yourself. Because when you teach somebody, you also learn in your process of teaching. And they can come and bring you something back. As we were just building the other day, like, you know, you live in mathematics, how the old brother Jaki said, when somebody you taught come back and bring it to you. And the beauty of this also, not just being the young, the babies are the greatest, but when you can see a young individual who started off in this and remain here 20 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later, 50 years later, still standing on this foundation of knowledge, that's power. That's powerful. You know why it's powerful? Because it ain't easy being God. And being God is being the black man with the knowledge of himself. So even the black man who ain't got knowledge of himself, it's hard for just being a black man in America. This knowledge allows you to make all your circumstances or all your so-called problems much more easy. It allows you to navigate through situations in life with a mind state of, I can solve this problem. With the mind state of a conqueror. You got the ability to say, you know what, I'm going to make it happen. For sure, you can't sit and spray on nothing to make it happen. And you can't wait for anything to happen. You got to go make it happen. And the only way you're going to really be able to make it happen right and exact is by having the right knowledge. And when you got the right knowledge, there's nothing you can't accomplish. You can't be defeated. It's impossible for you to be defeated when you're moving off this knowledge. No matter what challenge you come into, you won't be defeated. They took me away, boom, put me inside the cages. You see what I'm saying? They put me inside the cages, wrapped me up inside the cages. Or really, I put myself inside the cages by the choices I made. And those choices I made caused me certain trials and tribulations that I had to go through, but I went through it and came out the same though as God. I went in as God, I came out as God. And I never doubted myself. I only relied on the knowledge. Going inside my mind, inside myself, saying, yo, I'm gonna get out of here, I'm gonna get out of here. And I had to go study. I had to learn, how did this law come about? What was the intent behind this law? Who are these politicians right here? Who are the people that sit on these boards and sit in these places who make certain decisions about things like this around us in the community? And certain people making decisions in the community that we might not be aware of, but it affects your life though. But when you got the right knowledge, you're able to go sit in the same rooms where they make decisions at. You're able to sit at these tables as a young person. Because when you got the right knowledge, you can move anywhere you want to go. Because knowledge is infinite. And it allows you to travel throughout the whole universe. Right there inside your head, in your mind. And so, looking at the power of brotherhood, and then Queen City, I can't really say, okay, this is what the gods is about to be doing here, because I'm just coming here. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is, they got Region 4 conference coming up. For itself, they ain't got Region 4 conference coming up. There is not going to be a Region 4 conference because certain brothers who was going to take that responsibility chose not to take the responsibility. But that don't mean it can't be a Region 4 conference. Is what I'm saying. That don't mean it can't be Region 4 conference, because why? We can do it. If we agree, if we can say, you know what? Yo, we can do Region 4 conference. We have the capability to do Region 4 conference. But then it comes to this, for me, what do we want to see come from that? If we say we're going to do Region 4 conference, what results should we be looking for from doing that? Because it takes resources to do that. That's an input. What do you want to see come out? Well, what should we want to see come out of that could be different than what it always been? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just exert energy and resources into something and it comes out void, where it's like, okay, knowledge is equality, all coming to God, and that's peace, God, and that's peace, and boom, 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 and then in the day we go back to the same conditions that we were in before we came to say all that. You want to be able to say, we can do this way, and the result that we see to look at is, how are we going to go save those young children out there? How the knowledge that we got, how can we express it in different aspects of equality? This God may got this strong point. This God got this strong point. This God got this strong point. And then we go out wherever we at and do whatever we do, and then we bring it back to one spot. That's the power right there. That's if we look at our enemies, you see them, right? They be like, yo, they got jurisdictions. They got federal jurisdiction. They got state jurisdiction. They got local jurisdiction. And they come together and make decisions and agree. And they always don't agree though. But one thing they have learned to master, how to agree to disagree. That's the ultimate power. To be able to say, yo, you know what? I don't see that the way you see it. I don't see that the way you see it. But that still can be peace though. Because if it don't distort the context of what it's all about, that's just your equality that you bring. You bring forth your equality. We all have a different type of equality that we bring. I don't want you to be a clone of me unless you're my son. You see what I'm saying? You got to be your own man and how you see fit for yourself, but at the same time still coexist in a collective brotherhood. To still be able to coexist amongst mighty men. Where you ain't around a bunch of yes men, where you around strong men who got certain mind state of, yo, I'm the God. I'm God of my own cycle. And still be able to be respected and mutually come together to get something done. Because the main goal is to save the children. And if we get caught up on small little things of word semantics, our children is straying away and being captured by the enemy. And then you have a child say, yo, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't see no purpose in that. What reason should I have to deal with this for? It don't bring anything to my life that allows me to be at peace with myself. We have to deal with constructive criticism where we can criticize ourselves in a way that causes us to advance and not be destructive about it, where it's like you think I'm coming at you to harm you because I'm building you a certain way about something, and you thinking now I'll be like I'm your enemy. We not each other's enemy. And so I'm saying peace with that. Peace.
Peace. So,
Peace.
so we're talking about Region 4 Conference, right? So the history of Region 4 Conference started in 2003. That was the first Region 4 Conference. They had 2003, 2004. Now Allah was the facilitator of that. They were both held in Greensboro. The first one was held at A&T, and then the second one was also held at some place in Greensboro. So there's certain points about the Region 4 Conference. So the Region 4 consists of 5 states. Consists of Victory Allah, Now C, Savior C, Allah's Garden, and Father Love, Florida. And there's some specific points that we like to address. So being that the God said, it's an input, what kind of output will we look for? And so when we look at these points, and I just want to share this knowledge so that we can think about these things. Like if we had any strong points to bring to the cipher in the region. So it deal with economics, education, communication, public relations, health, and security. And those are the focal points when we come together in the region conference. And so the goal is to have representatives from each state in the region to come and manifest what they're doing well, what they're excelling with in their part. And we can be excelling in different parts of these points. And peace, God. We could be excelling in different points of this. And if Victory Allah is excelling well in public relations, and we might be doing well in economics, right? It's important that we know what each other is doing well, so now maybe we can implement this here, there, or any other points within the region, whether it's in a different city in the state or whatever. So these are some things that, we should think about, when thinking about, taking on this endeavor, because yes, it's going to take input, it's going to take finances, it's going to take us coming together more than Parliament to get this done, right? So it's going to take some more personal time, if we want to be successful, because we don't want to do it and like the God, we come and build on today's mathematics and nothing comes out of it. We go back to doing the same thing that we've been doing, right? There's no growth and development. And so one thing I know is there's but so much success that we're going to get on our own. The power is when we come together. That's the manifestation that Allah said. Allah said, if you want to see me, you got to come together. This is what I've always heard. So, we come together today, here now in this space, but what are we going to do tomorrow? And I bring that up, right? Because, I wore King Universal, Rashid. Powerful. I can say that, Allah King Wise, even though he was locked up for 21 years, he was in the build with us daily. That's it. He was here, right? And so now he get an opportunity to build with us in the physical. So, I want to say this, right? Because this is important. Last year, the God, through the leadership of the God I wore, and see, that's one thing that we have to know. Who's qualified to do what? who's the leader because we all leaders, right? We don't have no one leader, but each of us got talents in different areas, in different spaces. So that's where the God, when he talk about the jealousy, we got to kill those things.
Yeah.
Because just because the God is proficient in one thing and he does it well, why you feel some kind of way about him because he does something? Find what you do good, God. That's the equality you want for your brother. You say you want for your brother, so you see him do something good, find what you do good and equal him. You ain't got to be the same thing. So we ran a 10-week, and I gotta say Peace of God King Universal, because before we did the 10-week and we was out in different places feeding, the God was there. We ran a 10-week summer program. There's so many gods in Queen City, Charlotte. I don't care if you old, you young, it don't matter. If you about these teachings, you don't stop teaching till you die. You don't stop the work until you physically gone. We ran a 10-week summer. I could count on one hand how many guards came through and added on with the children. We had over 30 children right across the street. I couldn't be there every day, but the days I could be there, I was there. Teaching what I know. I'm over there cooking in the kitchen, teaching them what I know. That's all we got to do is teach what you know. So for those that say they about these teachings, about the children, you know, I say otherwise. I say you the otherwise. Because when you had the opportunity to do it, you disappeared. Just like the trader. I was building with Now Allah today earlier. And I mentioned the trade. I said, you know, God, we want to be able to open up the trade line. He said, fuck the trade. Make sure the teachings is right. He said, before you begin to trade, you got to make sure y'all got the teachings right. And how the teachings is manifested is the work that we put in, what we show, our practice. I got a family at home. Allah had a family. He had children. He made sure that he added on with the children in the streets. I got a family at home, a wife, a child, and I got a job. I run several businesses, all that. And I still make sure I give whatever I got left, whatever little bit I got left, I give that to these children. And that's the best part of my day. Honestly, because my children at home got what they need. But these children out here, they ain't got no fathers in the home. Mother was crying her eyes out to me right there in that building. Crying her eyes out. I said, we got you, sis. Don't worry, we gonna be here. I say peace with that, God.
Peace.
Peace. I'm gonna go ahead and step in. Them some peace bills too. And that goes along with today's mathematics, today's lessons. You know, who is the 5%? So the 5% is the people who talking like the gods are just building on. The 5% is the people who not just talking, they're doing things to change the situation. And by our cumulative, our aggregate, the things that we do together is what makes the change. It's not each one teach one. Because if one of us just taught one person and we 5%, we're missing a lot of people. So it's those who able to not just take care of their family, can also take care of the community, build with other brothers and sisters and make things happen is how I see people qualifying themselves as a 5%. I give you an example. We talk about today's mathematics. It's the living mathematics. When you look at the knowledge, one thing that you can use as a metaphor for the knowledge is the sun. The sun is shining on everybody out here, ain't missing nobody. No matter how that person is, how old, how young, what they doing, the sun is shining on everybody. So I'll just look at, when you show and prove who you are, just what's that happened today, and look at the equality. I'm at the office today, one brother come through, a God, he's looking to do some powerful things, He coming through building, he's looking for a quality need to help us do this and help him do that. So I can see the quality, I gave him the light I had, he went on his way. Some sisters came by. Keisha, who was one of the parents of some of our children, she came through with a lady named Nikki, and she came through with her man. She came through bringing back some chairs and tables that she needed to do some equality for her to make some cash, to make what she do go right. I look at these brothers right here that just walked through there, a couple of them bouncing the basketballs that we done gave them just yesterday when they came over to get some equality, some snacks, some drinks. This is just today. I look at the quality of my own brother up in Maine called me today, and he was like, can you come get me Friday? I'm coming at the airport, can't find nobody else to do it. I gave him some light equality, let him know I'll be at the airport Friday to pick you up. I look at, just now when I was on the phone, the sister Layla, she hit me up and said, hey, I need some help. I got these interns, they need to get some hours. Can they come be in your program? I got one for this summer, this and that. So I sent her the application to fill out, and the quality I'm doing for her, she's sending the quality back to me, because those same people she's sending to me are social workers. So the children and families that we deal with, we want to be able to provide those with more people that's going to help them. You go inside a school, there might be one teacher, 20, 25, 30 children. We looking to build something for every child. We got somebody assigned specifically to them, so they get the proper attention. I look at the quality of the people in the circle, the things that we done did. I look at King Universal out here feeding hundreds of people on a hot day with myself and Born. We talked about living mathematics, not just knowing the mathematics. We talk about living these mathematics. I look at the guy, Rasheen, who we done did so many things. As a matter of fact, I saw on the phone last night that a brother just killed somebody out there where we was housing somebody on Key Street. Court Born, being my right-hand man since 2014, you know, I could fill up this whole park with peaks that we did, are doing, and going to do. All our King wives met him when he was behind the wall. We manifested and built with him, put that energy together, and then accomplished many things. And now he out here with us in the physical form. And you know, I done built with the brother right here. Whenever we come around, always peaceful. They're powerful. We got a young God right here who done came around and blessing the children, bringing more children with him, being a strong, because it's not men in all these homes. Not a lot of men in these homes. So anytime that you giving your equality by being a man and being around a youngster and treating them with fairness and equality, not looking to get nothing out of them by treating them like they ain't there. So all these things is showing and proving how we live and what we do in a real sense. When I look at the brother being 17 and the brother being 23, that's 40. And today's mathematics, knowledge equality, 16, you add that, that's my age, 56. So I can see how everything comes together, everything makes sense. When everything makes sense, you live this in peace. Everything that you're doing. When I leave here today at 4 o'clock, I got some brothers, one of them knocked the other one out about 3 weeks ago. Now they want to call a truce, or they want to find a way to call a truce. Who do they call? They call a God to come meet them at 4 o'clock, because they feel like if I don't be there, it might go somewhere outside of what it can be. They know that when I come around, I'm the big brother. It ain't gonna be no trouble. The brother that knocked the brother out, he was wrong. The brother called him a B. He was wrong. It happened 3 weeks ago. Y'all haven't seen each other since. They're not blood brothers. The thing about it is, because God shine light on everybody, if we're not there, there's no real numbers out here where people talking about a murder was prevented. They just talk about the murder that happened. So when 5%ers are doing their job and out here living this and doing this the way we're supposed to be, all of our accumulation and aggregate things that we do together show and prove who we are. Peace.
Peace.
Y'all can pass this around too. This is just some of the things that God did. That was 10 weeks just this summer, 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. And we ain't stopped, we still doing it. And you see his babies throughout.
Yeah.
But
Well,
also, you know, I had some
you,
legal issues.
yeah, I heard you was dealing with some issues too, God, so I know why you hadn't been around.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be over in September.
So, you know, I mean, moving forward, you know, right now, we've been running an after-school program. I don't like to use the word program, honestly. It's enrichment, yeah. Kifa Academy. Kifa, that's Kinetic Education, Food, and Arts. And Arbor Glen is one of our satellite stations. Meaning, you know, we have not planted our feet on a foundation that we have as an established base where the people in the community, you know, they could come and get assistance from us wherever they need. Willfully, we're gonna be tackling that before the end of this month. But right here, you know, we here right now 2 days a week from 3:30 to 7:30. There's been a little red tape for us. You know, anytime we, you know, at a place and it's not ours, you know, there's gonna be some red tape involved. So, you know, because you said what you said, God, you know, it brought up this to me, right? Because, you know, all our staff have to do background checks, even for us. Like, even for us to come in to be a facilitator for Kifa, we all got to do background checks. But the one thing about that is that we are in control of who we hire after we see the background check. In a place like this, we not in control. So when my background check came in, you know, we was hosting here 2 days a week. Get here 2:30 sometime, don't leave at 8:30, right? And there was a lot of red tape. My background check came, and they told me I couldn't facilitate with our children over here. So now I gotta be around, you know. But we do have some of our staff, or at least one, right? We, you know, I was managing like 8 staff members, right? And everyone supposedly had put in for their background check already. Sent forward the information that they need to get the process going through. Out of the 8, only 1 came back. Oh, 2, myself and another young sister. And she qualified. So now she's my assistant hosting our children here 2 days a week. While I'm across the street at the office with our ward, I might be over, me and Minister Justice might be over there preparing meals, and we run it back and forth. So I say all that to say that there's gonna be some red tape, you know, until we get our own facility. Willfully, that'll be by the end of this month. And, you know, then we'll be looking to go to 5 days a week instead of, you know, 3. You know, we also have a place downtown, 6th Street, Carol Hefner Center. We there Wednesdays. God is able to come, and, you know, one thing, and so we're gonna be doing actually a community, so right across the street from the Carol Hefner Center, and that's First Ward down there, there's some community housing, you know, some housing there where there's a lot of children at. And we do have a sister that works with us that lives right across the street, and we're gonna do a community week, meet and greet there. That's gonna be on the Wisdom Born Day, if I'm correct. So that's about 2 weeks out on the Wisdom Born Day. And that information I'm gonna make sure everybody have that information. And the goal from that, so, you know, is to, because we got this spot downtown, a lot of the children that are in our academy is in this area. Now that we downtown, now they have to get down there. So we don't have as many children down there. So our goal is to start to extract children from wherever we at. You know, we're gonna go into the community, wherever we at, make ourselves known, and from that, we're gonna be able to pull children. And a perfect example, over here, Arbor Glen, where our office is at, last March, we had a community meet and greet. And from that community meet and greet, how many children now we have in the Kifa? At least 40 signed up, registered. At
We got
least
70 intakes
70.
right now.
Right. So that lets me know wherever we go, once they know we there and they see how we manifest our equality, we're gonna get what we need. And what we need is the children, because we gotta make sure that they get in the proper tools and the education to help them be successful. I got another example, and then I'll let somebody add on. So I was another brother that I met. He's understanding cipher. He's 30 years old. He's an artist, and he said he came earlier, but he had to run. And so while I'm on the phone adding on with him, coming here, he's telling me that he just got approved to do a mural in West
Charlotte High School.
West Charlotte High School,
Off Beatty's Ford.
off Betty's Ford Road. 3rd floor. His mural is gonna be 8 feet high, 56 feet long. That's a lot of space to cover. And so he started explaining to me what the mural, because I'm asking him now, what's your mural gonna be about? So he has this character. It's an astronaut. And he said the character's name is Kaizen. It's an astronaut. And the astronaut has the backpack on him. This is going to take up the first space of the mural. And then the second space of the mural is going to be the papers coming out of the backpack of the astronaut. And he's telling me, these papers are going to have certain sayings on them. And then these papers are going to lead to the last part of the mural, where it's the children who get these papers. So I said, okay, that's peace. Congratulations. I said, what else are you going to have on? Because he told me a couple sayings, something by Basquiat, the artist. He's an artist. He gave me some few things. And I said to myself, and then I expressed to him, I said, so what do you think is one of the most, in your mind, what's the most common cause for our dysfunction in our children? He said something first, and then the second thing he said is what I wanted to hear. He said, our diet. I said, that's peace. I said, that's the answer I was looking to hear. And then I went to give him some history. I said, when you come, and so he has some of the culture, right? Because he came up in New Jerusalem. He'd been around. I think some of his family might be, in the NOI. So he got some of that knowledge. And so I said to him, I said, what powers the mind? What powers the brain? And he said, oxygen. I said, yeah, you're right, on a physical level, right. But then I told him it's the mind that gives the brain its power. And when I said that to him, he understood what I was saying. And then I told him, what we have to do with the children is help them calibrate their thinking. And that's what Supreme Mathematics and Supreme Alphabet do. Knowingly or unknowingly. Even the repetition of the principle, the words itself, calibrate your brain and your thinking without you even knowing it. And I said, in order for the children, because he's doing this mural in a school full of children. And so I know how important it is for these children to get what we got, right? Even if they don't know what they get. It's just like the food they eat. A lot of junk food, a lot of chips, crack, all these things cause weak thinking and the ability not to think properly. But they getting something and they don't even know what they getting. So it's important that we change that the best way to our best ability. So now my goal is to get him to think about adding Supreme Mathematics in this school on those papers that's coming out of the astronaut's backpack, right? Because now and then he knows Supreme. I said, you know Supreme Mathematics? And he gave it to me. He said, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, power, equality. And he said, man, then he got stuck. And in my mind, I'm like, that's like the easiest one, right? And then he was like, God, build and destroy, And he's like, he can't think of the last one. I said, the last one is what you know me as. He said, born. And I said, born? I said, yeah. And so he got it. He understood it. I don't know what's gonna come from it, but my determined idea is to plant the seed for him to put in the, make sure he's adding supreme mathematics on that mural in them schools so that children can eat something that's beneficial for them and they don't even know they getting it. Peace.
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 My name King Universal Allah. I'm from C-Medina, which is Chicago, one of the firstborn. I got knowledge of self from firstborn Prince Allah. Today's mathematics is knowledge of quality. Since the last time the God seen these two gods and the God right there, too. I've been doing some things. I've been building international with the gods and earths in DR, Colombia, Mexico, PR. So if in time we need or we decide to travel out there, we have a place that we can go and build with the gods and the earth. And these gods, the majority of them and earths, solamente habla español. Only speak Spanish. But some of them do speak English, you know what I'm saying? So they building as well as we building over here. I'm on a Gods and Earth chat, strictly 2 million. So, you know, they be building in Spanish and they be building. So that's what I've been doing. I've been building with the gods and the earths across seas. And I got a fruit and a couple of brothers that goes over there on a regular, like once every 3 months. They just going over there because they're established. They got the flag has been set there where we're comfortable, where we can go around, move around with the gods and the earths, where we don't have to worry about being robbed, being shot, kidnapped, or things of that nature that has been going on. So, in that aspect, they over there building, just like we building. But what we see on TV, it look like paradise, but it's a third world country over there. So like the God, knowledge God, young God from Philly. The God, him and some other guys, I think they went to DR, it might have been Colombia. They spent like $1,500, bought groceries and stuff. Went out there and fed the community out there, just letting them know, yo, the black man's God, this is what we do as 5% in the nation of gods and earth, you know. So I just been building, Lord. Yeah, I might not been, you know what I'm saying, in the public eye because of certain issues I've been dealing with, but I have been building, making a way for us. If in any time that we decide we want to go abroad, you know, vacation or because, like I said, the young guy went over there and bought a building over there, over in Mexico. He went and bought a building over there. So they over there buying land to establish. So when they decide to move around, they got a place so they don't have to pay other people. But I have people out there, you know, the Bahamas, the God Akbar out there. You know, he be calling me all the time. You know, so this like I told the God, I said Allah's mathematics is our universal passport. And that holds true. Because anywhere you go, and you know that God has made his presence some form of fashion, if you just say peace or peace to the God, peace to the earth, and they are aware that their guards is down. You're able to walk in certain areas that regular civilians can't walk through. Even like I'm from C-Medina, that's Chicago. GDs back in the day because of their ignorance, they thought the universal flag was the flag of the Blackstones, because the Blackstones, some of them do have the universal flag, and some of them is not right exact. They might have the moon on the other side, the 7 right there, but from the eye of an 85, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, you the op, but that gives you opportunity to explain and let them know that, nah, we're not a gang. You know, we have nothing to deal with and do with these people, you know. But in Chicago, majority of all these organizations, what they call gangs, have bits of knowledge that has been acquired from some form of fashion, whether it's the Moorish Zion Temple of America, whether it's the Hebrew Israelites, whether it's the Nation of Gods on Earth, whether it's even Christianity, some form of fashion, but they have that knowledge, but they move in a different way. But us, as having the knowledge of self and knowing who we are, we're able to walk without being attacked or without having that fear. Today, mathematics is knowledge equality. Who is the 5% on the poor part of the planet Earth? They are the poor righteous teachers, people who don't believe in the teachings of the 10%, for they're all wise and know who the true and living God is. Teach that the almighty true and living God is Allah, supreme being, black man from April, teach freedom, justice, and equality to all the human families of the planet Earth. Otherwise, known as civilized people, also Muslims and Muslim sons. We're not Muslims, we're not Muslim sons, we're the civilized that teach this. We come in many different forms and fashions. We come from the heavens above and the earth below, and we be in the hells, because we all been in the penal system. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, man, you can't have, man, we done had parliaments where I've been in our cells. And you know how big that is? Then you had a bathroom, where the toilet right there. So you can have a parliament or a cipher anywhere where you come together, where the knowledge is being made, manifested, so we can show and prove our equality, show and prove who we are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where you're at to have a group of people come together for one common cause. It doesn't matter. If you say it's there, I'm trying to be there. If I have the ability to get there, I'm there. I don't care where it's at. I don't care who's doing it. I'm always gonna be me. I'm gonna be King Universal Law no matter what. I don't have no problem with nobody. None of the gods out here have done anything to harm me, to lead me astray, or anything. All I have is love and understanding for each and every God out here. Now, each and every God out here might have differences with each other, but I don't. And I've been like that everywhere I went. Everywhere I went. I've always been somewhere where, oh, these gods don't deal with these gods, or these earths don't deal with these earths, but I deal with all of them. For whatever reason, that's their own personal, whatever. That's their, but I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be God. I'm still going to be King Universal Allah. No matter what. For whatever reason, whatever is not big. Like one thing in Chicago, the gang people say, man, you ain't bigger than a mob. So, as an individual, you're not bigger than this nation. No matter what, you're not bigger than the nation. The nation, this is what we do. We build. We come together. Yes, we have different opinions. Just like the God we building. You have to learn how to accept people's disagreement. You don't have to agree with it, but you can accept it as, all right, that's your opinion. It ain't mine, but that's yours. I can accept that. That's how you think, that's how you feel, but that's not me. I ain't got to agree with it, but I can accept it as yours. That's understanding. I ain't got to agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But I understand. That don't mean I like it or this. I understand it, but yeah, that's my own preference. But I understand it will show respect. You know what I'm saying? That's how you acknowledge your equality. Acknowledge their equality. That's a sign of respect. I acknowledge that. Yeah, I know your limitation. I know where you stand at. I acknowledge that. I see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be God and show and prove who I am and respect that. Okay, I'm gonna be here, you're gonna be there. Hey, I'm good. We good. It's a respect. We both leave our both ways, our separate ways in peace. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I've been building. I've been building international. My name King Universal Law. I'm gonna continue to build. And like I say, if it's somewhere, I'm there. If I have the means and the time, presents itself under the certain restrictions that I have, you know what I'm saying? I'm there. I don't care where we at. I don't care wherever. You saying the gods and the earth's gonna be there, some civilized people we dealing with, I'm there. Because I am a part of this nation. And when I walk, I talk, people know, okay, 85 might say, oh yeah, he's different. It's something about him. I don't even have to say nothing.
Right.
But they know. Exactly. So I'm here. I'm gonna be here as long as I got breath. Because like I said, I never had any problem with no God. Not that I can recall. And I've been dealing with this nation since '89. But it got sparked in '88. So I can't even recall not one God, not nobody that I had a differences with that would prevent me from even coming. And I can't even see nothing that great enough that could prevent me from coming. Even if a person was threatening me bodily harm, okay, well, I want to smoke, then I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna go over here and build. And we can deal with that out, but I'm gonna be here to build, and then we can see what's up. What's the differences? What we need to be building about? You want to bring harm to me, so let's settle it. Let's see something. First of all, let's build, because we both from the same nation. If we can't build about it mentally, and it has to become physically, then we both went wrong. Can't just blame it on you, and just can't blame it on me, but we both went wrong somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take responsibility too as well, not just put it on that person that I feel the need that I got to be physical with this person, because I acknowledge my equality. So with that being said, man, like I say, man, I'll make a way for us. When we decide, anybody decide they want to, travel for abroad, travel abroad, that, you got some brothers and sisters out there that's willing, walk you through the land, where you be in a safe environment and don't have to worry about, as you looking as the opposition to the natives, see you as a quick lick or something, and we over here living just like y'all living. We going through the same hells. That shit universal. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I've been out here building. With that being said, I want to say peace to the gods, peace to the earth. I love this nation. All praise to Allah, justice, all the down boys in each and every city, state, country that laid down this foundation for us. Peace.
Peace. Universal. Question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, first thing is, that's what I was building on. Even if a gods is not around each other, if you're doing the work of the 5%, it all add up. But the question I want to ask you is, I noticed that the times I done built around you that you speak the language, the Espanol.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, you speak it to a degree where, and not just speak the language. You got a rapport. True. With the Spanish people, and I was looking at a lot of neighborhoods around here. There's a lot of Spanish neighborhoods. We need to get together and go do an event in one of these communities that's like, 95%. Matter of fact, City View, where I used to live at, right up the street on West Boulevard, it's now probably 85% Spanish. The whole rental office is Spanish and all that. And one of the things that we want to do is we want to get them brown seeds.
Yeah.
And build with them. Yeah. Even if the parents is not whatever, I know that what we bring and the way we come you know, we can get those youths around us and blend them in, you know, get some understanding amongst them.
Yeah, the black and the brown, you know what I'm saying? That's
Like how we had that lady at the last event we gave
Right,
you a
at the executive center.
at the executive drive.
Right.
Yeah, King University, that's peace, God. You always been the builder, and you can always do that. But you know, I want to ask you, you know, like when you here, and you know, do you have any, you know, extra time that you know you can allocate to this here?
Man, with my schedule so tight now, when I can get some time, I'm definitely there because I go from work, and from work I go to class. From class, I'm in class from like 6 to 10.
What kind of class you doing?
EMT.
Okay, that's peace.
Well, that's a good class.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
class.
so the thing is, right now, what I work at Caliber Collision.
Which one? South?
Concord.
Okay, you
In
in
Concord. So I'm doing that. So my thing is, everything that I'm accumulating, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, try to retain enough where I can, you know what I'm saying, sit down and build, you know, give it out. Just like back in the day, I don't know if you know Born Master
Which one, man?
or Medina. That was in DC.
Oh yeah, I remember God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you talk about Saheem or something like that.
Born Master.
Did he get shot or something one time?
Yeah, he did get shot.
Okay,
he
I
got
know
shot
you-
in like Baltimore.
Right, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, all right, with the guy back, like, in Wisdom, about Wisdom Cypher years ago, he taught me the EMT. He taught like the whole DC. That's one in DC. He taught like the whole DC, like all EMS and fire. He taught me the EMT. And he was teaching all the gods and all the herbs. Because that's a necessity, realistically. Because it's, you know, it's like hell. If we on a plane and the plane go down, is it a doctor in the house? Yeah, it might be a doctor, but the doctor might be a gynecologist. That man can't get you right like an EMT can get you right to keep you alive enough to, you know what I'm saying, to get you where you need to be. You know, but, so I took the class back then, I'm like, okay, cool. But unfortunately, I went through, you know, that justice system and had me gone. So a program was offering free. So they got me in school at CPCC. I'm a student at CPCC. And I work with Medic, the one with the ambulance. So I'm employed by Medic and I'm a student at CPCC. My name came up. I don't know where it came from. Probably from Goodwill or something. I was doing whatever they had me doing when I first got out. But it came up, so they put me in the program. So I've been doing that. So my thing is, once I acquire whatever I can, my thing is I'm gonna try to, you know, like we was talking about when we host the region for, you know what I'm saying, certain people have something to give. Right, you know, so I'm striving, you know, but it's a whole lot different now than from what I learned 20 years ago. And then with my time that I'm leaving straight from work and go there, it's like I'm up from 5 in the morning to 12 at night, because it takes me a minute to get home. So my time is kind of, you know,
I'm gonna keep you to know, God.
yeah, if I got the time, you know, I'm always there.
If you can make it,
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, if I got the time. And then once I finish that class, I'm taking another class for auto paint. Because I work in the auto build. I'm a paint tech. I prep the cars. But where the money at is where is the painting. You know what I'm saying? That's a trade that, you know, you can do until you're 95 years old, because you ain't moving nothing. You're not lifting nothing. You know, the job I got now is the easiest job I ever had in my life. The heaviest thing I might lift is nothing.
Do you do CPR, God?
Yeah, we just got certified yesterday. Yesterday it was for 8 hours in class. We just got certified yesterday. So
You confident you can do it right now?
yeah. And I got a test tomorrow for this airway joint, man. I got to go home and study, man.
Peace. Peace, boss. So, something you said, right? You kept saying it. You brought the God degree, knowledge, culture. Why does the devil call our people African? Because when our people of North America believe that the people of that kind of only people we have, they all different. And it tells you, they want to make us think that we're all different. Right. And so I go back to my bill with Now Allah. Earlier, he brought up, when he was speaking about the teachings, he brought up the universal flag. And he brought up what the original universal flag, where the crescent comes over the 7, and that they changed that. And so when he's building on it, I look at my flag that I'm wearing today. I know the science of it.
Yeah, sure indeed.
And so those little things can make something that's really smart. And I get what he's saying. That's the equality, right? Because I understand the perspective that he's coming from. But those little things, can cause big disagreements when it really don't really hold that much weight. I understand it. I understand what he's saying, God.
Yes, exactly. It's the same way with me. Like, I understand it exactly. Why, it's under and not over. I see both. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I'm not going to allow that to stop me from being educated by you or anything, or not receiving my blessings or anything. I don't allow, just like, like I said, and this was back, like, born understanding when I was in the state joint, and I seen a couple of brothers, they was Blackstones. They had, the flag, but the crescent moon was on the other side. It wasn't on that side, it was on the other side. So, and so, we made a little conversation, whatever, and I said, this is how our flag is. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't let that stop me from building with them. And it caused a rift between other people, though. I was building with some other brothers, like some GDs. They, a couple of them, they didn't want it because they wanted to be God, but the people that was the head of the GDs in there got mad because they was talking about they want to drop their flag and be God, and brought the ruckus to me. You know what I'm saying? But Chicago is...
It's natural science is what I'm saying, guys.
Yeah,
All of that's
Chicago,
natural science.
the Chicago is the land of game bang. You know what I'm saying? So when they feel threatened, they're gonna move as such, But
It's just natural science in the street, though. It's not confined to gangs or gangster,
yeah, it's a whole lot different now out there. You know what I'm saying? They don't even they don't honor the older heads anymore. Like Larry Hoover or Jeff Ford and all. They couldn't come out there right now and talking about dead to beat.
Too much distortion in the street, man. And the distortion been going on for so long. I ain't trying to take over your bill, but that distortion been going on so long, man, it's untamable now. So translate to what you see, it's still all natural science, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, and like right now, my physical, he in the state joint right now. My twin, he in the state joint. He a GD. Now he be on his God body time dealing with refinement and stuff when he locked up. So he want to be on that when he locked up. But as soon as he get out, he has straight. So I said, that's why you been locked up since you been 88, homie. You know what I'm saying? Since 88, you been down there locked up. So in and out. So he done did a life sentence on installment plan.
I get it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not like he don't have the knowledge. He a GD though. You know what I'm saying? So he be on, like it's half original. It's half original shit. You know what I'm saying? He politic with his GD, but he also, you know what I'm saying, he acknowledge the gods, he give them sides out, deal with them, you know what I'm saying? but he's a GD, but he knows. Don't get it twisted. If you build with him, he'll build.
Of course,
You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's just not. He just don't come under our flag. GD. But he's aware that now he wouldn't let if something's going on with the gods, he ain't gonna let nothing happen to him. You know what I'm saying? Which we just call them all allies. You know what I'm saying? Just like I used to deal with the Latin kings. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in Father Love Allah and the gods, there's a couple of gods that used to be Latin kings or Latin kings or whatever. They out there and they see something with the gods, they're like, oh yeah, them the gods, man. You know, we got aid in the system. You know what I'm saying? Simple and plain. You know, every branch, or even some of the Bloods and the Crips, you know, you got gods on earth in all forms of life. You know what I'm saying? Even the highest one. When I went to the Million Man March, there was a Secret Service dude. Whether he was Asian or whatever, but he acknowledged the gods. You know what I'm saying? He acknowledged the gods. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, we're the heavens above and the earth below. We everywhere. You know, when Father Allah came out of the nation, he would do some uncontrollable force. It's no different than how Larry Hoover and Jeff Boyd, even if, you know what I'm saying, even their initial idea of what this was went way past what they thought. It's still moving. You got other people that's claiming what these people done made and won't even bear witness to them. But the message that they have brought at first, okay, we all come together. This is we GDs or we Blackstones or we Vice Lords, and it's there and it's moving. It's moving. Or the people that brought the Bloods and Crips, it's still moving. It's worldwide. It's not stopping. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with the teaching. You know what I'm saying? So it's universal, bro. For real, for real.
So yeah, man, I mean, you know, we got so it's still like, you know, the question we was talking about is, you know, Region 4 conference, that question.
I'm gonna check and see if any charcoal on it.
Okay, God, please.
Yeah, you see, we try to extend this to the nation, but for it look like, you know, this is the nation right here.
Right.
You know, everything that, you know, we speak about, we all know this, with the exception of him, probably. You know what I mean? So these dudes here, I can understand, you know, the brother's frustration with these dudes, but man, we can get past that, man. Well, I just want to let you know, man, I'm like officially on board 95%, man. So you can call me anytime. The 5% is that me going to get my grandson from school, you know, but I can get my son to take care of that. You know, so whatever you need me to do, God, wherever it's at, man, just let me know. And what I don't know, I can learn. I learn shit quick. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's sad, man, because I done told a lot of brothers, man, about this forum, man. I said it all out.
That's
but,
peace, God, you know, we just listening.
You know, but man, I don't depend on them, man. You know, even though we need them, man. No, we got a blessing today. That young brother that came here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know? But you know, my thing is that God, man, you know, what kills me is that, you know, they seen when this thing was put together. They seen where we was at. And everything that we manifested, man, came to fruition with the exception of one thing, man. The willing, able bodies, man, to do the job. Yeah? We could do the work, but no, it'd be real strenuous on us.
Right.
You know? No, we can do it. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say, God, man, what we bringing, man, to the community, man, is all they need, man. And all we need is qualified brothers to be there, man, to be on the posts, on the places that we implement, man, and, you know, it ain't like they'll be doing it for free, you know? You know, it's a duty first, and then a job second, because they're gonna be getting monetary compensations for their time, you know? once they show and prove their fucking ability.
Did you get monetary compensations for your time card?
Yes, sir.
You know? And, but it's not about that.
I know it's not, but I'm
you
just
know,
saying.
Yeah, of course, you know.
I know, I'm just
all
saying.
these dudes running around here is not here. And they not here because they unemployed. Yeah, you know. I mean, because they working. You know, they here because they choose to do other. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, but that's good, man.
I know, God.
So-
I'm just saying it was a bonus.
God, you know, the brothers that we got here, man, we could plan the conference. You know, we doing the work. You know what I mean? But you know, that's a 3-day event.
Right.
You know, the first day is meet and greet, and when you know they meeting and greeting, some sisters or brothers is taking the children somewhere in the city on events. You know, showing them things. And then on the second day is actually the regional conference. When the guards are doing the conference, they take their children somewhere else. And then when they come back, it be guard degree for the children. You know, and then on the Sunday is when they have the big picnic where, you know, all the guards, the earth, and the babies come together for that last day. You know, I mean, you know, it ain't hard. You know, it could be done. But, you know, we looking for assistance from the other, but if we do it, we got to think about the square, you know? You know, the 4 of us here, and Mr. Justice Fund. You know what I mean? That's if others come. You know, but, yeah, man. That looks like, Lord,
No, that's not God. That's not God that just, yeah.
He moved his vehicle.
Yeah.
yeah, he used to live next to,
Water.
so what's his name? Freedom to Cook, what's his name?
Born King.
Born King.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, that ain't Born King. Let me wash my hands real quick.
man.
I'll be right back.
That's the guy right now from Mexico. Here. Ain't got a yes, that is. That's what the God sent.
Represent ourselves as God, true knowledge as God. All wise people.
Yeah, he made it 1967. Yeah.
Civilization to all the human families, which is all generations upon this planet Earth. From seas to come, from seas to go, if they go to die. We the 5%ers here to give out life to the world of people who want to live, and people who want to die, let them die. We are people with culture. I'm gonna tell you that. We are people with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture. We got the power to build on the planet Earth. We are the youth.
You spoke to all men?
We got the equality. You gonna be building.
Yeah, I'm there.
How you, man? That's a good thing, man. Being here is, you know, pulling apart.
Check off every day.
No, I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about
The first victory, the most
when you go
important.
home.
Yeah, Armel.
Ain't nothing to complain about it being here.
You know what Amon sent me a picture.
When we wake up,
He bumped into Armel last at
Tashiki wants some salad, some
Vegas?
soup,
No, I think they was just
some
somewhere
navy
in,
bean soup.
somewhere in
I'm telling you.
I'm talking about
What navy beans?
Armel.
No.
Armel.
Would you like some salad?
Yeah, I'll take that.
No soup though?
Yeah.
I don't want Mr. Soup, I'm telling you this. I'm well known for this soup.
I'll try it.
Well known
But they've been
for
in
it.
other spots together too, though.
Yeah, well, Ken do hope
Yeah,
Oh, that's what I was
remember
about to
seeing
say.
them.
I saw Ken do a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo, matter of fact, Ken do
I'm
got
talking about
released
my
from the 3/4 house in Newport News on the Wisdom God Day of October last year.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn. I was like, okay. They letting everybody up out there.
For the software.
Yeah, man,
Okay.
go home, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put sun on the grill, he gonna come back with some charcoal. Some Try the salad.
Thank you.
Yeah. I had a recent picture you can do. Yo, this girl just came home doing 22 years Friday. Wow, man. Yeah, where's Ken Do? I got a picture of Ken Do, All-Bell, and Ken Do brother Rod's son when they first came, when you first came out.
He gonna be out here. He just brought right here. They call right here. He gonna be out with one. He going to work.
That's goddamn pictures in there. Pathetic.
Call our ward, someone to make sure he makes some stones. If she was right.
Yeah, get it, man. Yeah, that's Ken Do right there.
You said it's burnt on the bottom?
That's all.
Yeah, see, I heated it up
That's
before
all
I left.
That's his
because
old
I
work
couldn't-
return. That's Ken Do, and that's
did it
Ken Do brother
yesterday.
Rod's son.
Dang.
Yeah, all them brothers got knowledge underneath us. Ken Do and Rod's son live like 2 blocks down from me, and all Bell live around the corner.
Taste it before.
Yeah, you know, like,
Okay.
you doing this thing with and shit, you know?
What's this?
Netflix offered Ken
Huh?
Do
Yeah,
a
tell him to bring
deal
some spoons. We
for
got some
his store.
spoons and one and something over there.
That's that ain't his bro. That ain't
Salad good. Whatever they put in it.
Want some salad, God?
Yeah.
Physical that return too.
What? Al Jabbar or Shabazz. So,
Oh,
because the only thing he had two brothers, he had Shabazz the young one, he had Rashi Law, and he
What's
had
up?
Al Jabbar.
Rosh
Yeah, matter of fact, that is Rashi.
Yeah, that's what I think. Right there on that
Yeah.
picture.
Yo, matter of fact, that's Rashi Law and Al Jabbar, I think, man. Because there's two people there, man. You don't see the picture of them all?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that's the old in the middle, because all three of them is not here no more.
Yeah.
It's only them
Huh?
two.
I was still recording.
Yeah.